stand still, but it instantly flies by. Or the activity seemed effortless even though it was really challenging. Or maybe you felt fully present, but you completely lost yourself. You're fully relaxed, but every cell was lit up with energy. I'm sure all of you have experienced this. It's something called flow. And that was a term coined by the Hungarian psychologist Mihail Csikszentmihalyi. And he was inspired by looking at artists who would get into these feverish sort of artistic, inspirations, and they would forego sleep and food and water. And he was really interested in that. And so through the 70s and 80s, he conducted some research, and he found that this type of mental process, this type of state of being, was common between people of meaningful work. So we saw it in scientists, in artists, in writers, and I think a really common one that you can visually see is athletes, and they're in the zone, is how they like to describe it, right? And then another way another example would be when you sit down to play Legend of Zelda, and all of a sudden you don't know what day it is, you don't know where your dog is, but you've just beaten the water temple in Majora's Mask. That's another example. So it's really just total focus and absorption at the task at hand. And I think a really beautiful way he phrased it was the activity or doing the activity, it gives you energy instead of taking it away. So it's something that you can do forever. And so he kind of explained the 5 factors of flow, so things that can set it up. And what you need in order to get into a state of flow is the activity needs to be intrinsically rewarding. So you're never going to go into flow doing your taxes, unless that's your jam, but it needs to be something that's really internal. As well as you need to set clear goals, and you need to have a sense of progress. And again, they need to be self-motivated. Yeah. You need clear and immediate feedback from the activity, and there needs to be an intense focus on the present moment. And finally, definitely a match of challenge and skill. And here you can see it's called the 8-channel flow model of flow. And if your challenge and skill levels don't match, it can put you in different states. So if the challenge and the skill are both too low, it leads to apathy and boredom. If the challenge level is too high and and your skill level doesn't meet it, it can lead to anxiety. And so really that's one way you can kind of kill your flow and not be able to enter it. And another way is just kind of not understanding what puts you into flow. For example, a lot of people have, after a long and busy day, lay down in bed and they're ready to sleep, and it's quiet and nice and calm, and all of a sudden their thoughts are racing 1 mile an hour. And that's because what they needed to enter flow was to have that sensory deprivation. So they had a really busy day, and all of a sudden they can't sleep because their brain is in flow now, because they've just given themselves time to be alone and to think. And if that doesn't apply to you, that's all right. Flow is it's different for everyone. Different people need either maybe no distractions or complete quiet, or maybe you need to have all of your details and everything lined up in a row before you can enter flow. So for some people it's really easy, for some people it's a bit more difficult. But one thing that can help you find your flow is really to make a list of 3 to 5 things, activities that you could really do forever until your body gives out, or until you have to pee or whatever, and look at the common denominator. So if they tend to be internal activities like reading or taking a walk by yourself, or very introverted activities, maybe give yourself more time throughout the day to yourself so that you can enter that state of flow. Because it's really brain that time in this state because it's really good for your mental health. It gives you a sense of well-being. Yeah. Conversely, if you get energy from hanging out with friends or accomplishing goals or managing a project, you're probably more extroverted, and you should definitely spend more time in the outer world. So maybe, for example, sign up for an acting class, and then that outlet helps you like energize yourself and everything. So I think I will leave you with this ending statement. Whatever puts you into flow, no matter what it is, it's important to identify and figure it out so that you can spend more time in flow.